Guys, what are we going to do about the middleweight division? I hate to make two negative UFC videos back to back, but this problem has been on my mind for a while. Now, there will come a day when I make a nice video singing praises of the UFC. Perhaps the next time Paulo Costa gets a win, or maybe when we finally get an active heavyweight champion. Unfortunately, today is not that day. Here's what's confusing me about the UFC today. A few days ago, you might have seen the special announcement from Dana White livestream that the UFC aired on their YouTube channel. If you didn't watch, you didn't really miss out on much. The Prez basically just announced a bunch of fights that we already knew were happening. Maybe there were a few matchups that I had assumed were happening and they got officially confirmed, but it felt like a lot of them had been officially announced for the second time, including the upcoming fight between Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis scheduled for UFC 290. However, Dana said one thing about the matchup that stood out to me. The winner of this fight will be getting the next title fight opposite of current middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. I am baffled by both the decision to pit Whittaker and du Plessis against each other, and also the decision to give Adesanya the winner. You see, the middleweight division has a unique problem. Adesanya has beat every worthy contender in the division, and some of them, including Robert Whittaker, he's beaten twice. So what do we do with a champion that's better than everyone else in the division? Well, I break this down further in my other video, the problem with middleweight and featherweight, so I'll give you the short version of the middleweight section. When we look at the middleweight division's top 10, everyone has either lost to Izzy, lost to someone that also lost to Izzy, or lost to someone that lost to someone that lost to Izzy. However, there is one exception, and that is Dricus du Plessis. Dricus has had some heated interactions with the champion and is riding a hype wave after a submission win over Darren Till at UFC 282 and a TKO win over Derek Brunson to earn his spot in the middleweight rankings. In their second fight, he came closer to beating Izzy than anyone not named Alex Pereira. There's hype between Dricus versus Adesanya right now. Why not pair them up, and when Izzy inevitably wins, then it would make a lot more sense to give Rob his third chance at the belt. It might end up the same result of 2 more W's for Stylebender, but it would at least buy the division more time, right? Whatever, let's fast forward to the inevitable Whittaker versus Adesanya 3 fight. If Rob wins, then we would have to do a 4th fight. And if Izzy wins, then what the hell do we do? A Vettori trilogy? Make Izzy move weight classes, have him relinquish the belt and jump up to light heavyweight again to challenge Jamal Hill this time? That'd be like punishing him for being too good. I don't think the UFC would do that. I have no idea what to do with the middleweight division in this scenario of Izzy beating du Plessis and Whittaker again. But we might not need to find a solution to this problem after all. Alex Pereira's victory over Adesanya at UFC 281 gave hope to the division for fresh and fun potential matchups should Pereira defend his belt against Adesanya at UFC 287. But alas, Izzy reclaimed the gold, and Alex announced that he would be moving up to light heavyweight. But in early May, a ray of hope shined on the division. Izzy and Alex had the following exchange on Twitter. It seems that Pereira isn't quite done with the division and wants another crack at the belt. Should he prevail, this will be the 4th time that he's defeated Izzy, and the odds of a 4th UFC fight happening are very slim. And with Pereira's much more exciting fighting style, there's some great potential matchups. Like if the UFC announced an Alex Pereira versus Paulo Costa fight for the middleweight title, I would buy it twice. That's how excited I'd be for that matchup. And speaking of Costa, the rumor is that he's got a matchup against Khamzat Chimaev coming up in October. Maybe Chimaev will shake the division up and dethrone Izzy. Personally, I hope that Paulo mollywops his ass. You know what, I'll go ahead and close this video out before I get any more off track. I don't understand why we're doing a fight between Robert Whittaker and Dricus du Plessis. And I have no idea what reasonable matchups are going to be left for Israel Adesanya at this point next year, should he remain champion. But shit, anything can happen in the UFC. Maybe Dricus will put on a clinic versus Rob and then go on to stomp out Izzy. What do you think will happen to the middleweight division? Let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more UFC content, I have a video where I bitch about how bad I think the heavyweight division is, and another video that I mentioned earlier where I break down this issue and a similar issue in the featherweight division. That's going to do it for this video, folks. Take it easy and have a good one.